Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I got some training camp news and highlights, but before I get into that, definitely check out my last video if you missed it. I was talking about a bunch of Chicago Bulls, like possible trades and possible like just trade targets and trade rumors that's been going around, so definitely check out that video if you missed it. But yeah, training camp is coming to an end soon, and I've heard that Coby White, Zach LaVine, and Lauri Markkanen have been really balling out in training camp. I'm going to make a future video on Coby White. But in today's video, I got some highlights of Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen, and they've also been doing some crazy dunks in practice or like training camp, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to throw up those highlights right now, and then after the highlights, I'm going to be talking about some more training camp news and just some questions that the Bulls need to figure out during training camp. So stay tuned to that after these highlights. And I'm going to be honest, it's kind of like the yearly highlight of Lauri Markkanen, like throwing down like a cool dunk in training camp. Like, it's cool to see. I just hope he can stay healthy and really like show out next year, because last year was really rough for him. And I'm pretty sure Markkanen's going to be a restricted free agent after this season. So if he wants to stay in Chicago and get paid, he's going to need to stay healthy and have a great season. You know, either way, those highlights were still cool to see that the Bulls are like practicing and scrimmaging together. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, like I said, I'm going to be talking about training camp and just some questions and answers the Bulls need to like figure out throughout this training camp. And the first question or topic I'm going to talk about is Coby White the point guard of the future and like the appropriate backcourt partner with Zach LaVine? I believe so, because that 1 month or two when Coby White and Zach LaVine were like both starting, or kind of, Zach LaVine was kind of hurt for a little bit. They were both pretty much starting with one another. And they were playing a lot, even though Coby was coming off the bench. They were just balling, man. They're both walking buckets, and I've said this in my past videos. On any given night, both these guys can go for 30 to 40 easily. These guys are just professional shot makers. This is their job. They're walking buckets. And I've said this many times. If both these guys are hot in the same night, you know, the Bulls are going to be a hard team to beat. So I do believe these guys are going to be a scary duo. Of course, they need to get their chemistry down. Like I said, they really haven't started that many games together. And of course, Coby White's still like 19 or 20 years old. He's still super young. And I feel like Zach LaVine really has never played with a young, explosive point guard like Coby White, really. So it's going to be like interesting to see how they work out and everything. I do believe this backcourt can be scary, especially on the offensive end. You know, the defensive end is going to be a little bit of a concern. You know, Zach LaVine's defense has slowly gotten better. Coby White's still super young, so his defense isn't the best, but he tries on defense. You know, he really tries, and you could see that last season if you watched him play. You know, I do expect Arcidiacono's new offense kind of like go around like a big man more, like Wendell Carter Jr. or Lauri Markkanen, but I do feel like if the Bulls want to be a good or a successful team next year, these two are going to have to, of course, work good together, and I feel like they both can. I'm really excited for this backcourt. Definitely leave any comments or questions below what you guys think about this backcourt, because I still see some of you guys saying Coby White isn't a point guard and we should start like Tomas Satoransky or Dunn over him, which I can't see that, man. Coby White needs to start. We need to give him a fair chance at the point guard position. And the next topic the Bulls need to figure out in training camp is, can Lauri Markkanen be old Lauri Markkanen? You know, that his rookie season, he put up like, I'd say 19 points, 9 rebounds. He shot great from 3. And then last year, Jim Boylen just didn't know how to use him. And then the injuries just kept piling on Markkanen. Last season was really rough. They made Markkanen just a 3-point shooter, which if you've watched his rookie season or any highlights of him, you know he's a very skilled big in this league. You know, he's a great 3-point shooter. I'd say his defense is okay. Of course, he needs to improve on that. And of course, he needs to stay healthy, man. I'm really high on Markkanen. I see a lot of you guys in the comments saying the Bulls need to trade him. You know, I believe this is his last season with us. If he doesn't play good, he might, walk, or we might re-sign him and do like a sign and trade deal or something. But ever since we drafted Markkanen, I like him. A lot of teams are going to be really high and interested in this man when he's a free agent, because this offense, or like this new era of basketball, is going to, it's kind of going to like small ball, like 3-point shooting. And like Lauri Markkanen, he would fit amazing with like the Rockets offense. So a lot of teams are going to be interested in him. And if he's healthy and shooting the 3 well and putting up maybe 15 to like 20 points a game, averaging like 8 to 10 rebounds, that's a great player, especially with this new era. Like I said, I believe he fits with the Bulls. I like everything he can do on the offensive end of the court. He just needs to stay healthy, and the Bulls need to use him correctly next season. But if, of course, he can stay healthy and plays well, I expect the Bulls to re-sign him. Hopefully, like for a cheap deal, we don't overpay for him, because he's been pretty inconsistent. But next season is going to be huge for Lauri Markkanen, especially to just determine how much he wants to get paid and what he wants to be in this league. You know, he's getting up there in age. And another big topic that the Bulls need to figure out during training camp is, what position is Wendell Carter Jr.? You know, I believe Wendell could be like a perfect 5 in this league. Of course, the Bulls need to involve him more in the offense. Kind of let him play like the Nikola Jokic role. Let him pass the ball more. Let him kind of run the offense, or run the offense throughout him and Markkanen. I feel like it would be helpful to our young guys. But at the same time, I know Wendell doesn't really like playing the 5. He said he would want to play the 4 in this league, and he said he's more of a 4. But it just kind of sucks, because either way, Markkanen really can't play the 5. He's just not strong enough. He's more of a stretch 4 in this league. You know, Wendell's not the tallest, but his wingspan and great defense makes up for it. So I believe he could be a great 5 in this league. But if he doesn't want to play the 5 and wants to play the 4, you know, we might have to trade him, or maybe start Gafford at the 5 or something. Who knows? That's going to be really interesting to see who the Bulls' like starting 5 is, and mainly their power forward and center position whenever the season begins. And another topic the Bulls need to figure out, is there a place for the veterans like Otto Porter Jr., Sato, and Thad? You know, I believe Otto will be our starting 3. I believe he fits well with our young core. You know, I like Otto. Of course, he's overpaid. He's a great 3-and-D type player in this league. He just needs to stay healthy. Same with Sato. He'll be running like the bench. He'll be our 6th man. And same with Thad. He'll be like our backup power forward position. You know, I could possibly see the Bulls like maybe trading one of these guys and bringing in maybe a different veteran this offseason, but I honestly doubt it. And the final topic the Bulls need to figure out during training camp is there a place for Kris Dunn and Denzel Valentine on this roster? You know, I do believe so, but at the same time, you know, Dunn might get overpaid this offseason. I feel like Shaq Harrison is good enough like as a backup or replacement to Kris Dunn. You know, he's a good defender. I wouldn't say as good as Kris Dunn, but I do believe Shaq's already way better than Dunn on the offensive end of the court. You know, I also do like Denzel Valentine. I feel like he hasn't really gotten a fair chance, especially last year. He was in Jim Boylen's doghouse. So if I'm the Bulls, I bring them both back for cheap if you can, of course, and give them at least one more year. I feel like that's our Torres and Mark Eversley's whole plan this next season, is to bring all the young guys back, try and get them healthy, get them a new good head coach, aka Billy Donovan now, and try and run it back. You know, we have a very young, talented roster. Even Billy and Arcidiacono have said that this team should be way better than just a 22-win team like we were last year. So I believe they're just going to try and run it back with these guys. Hopefully improve. If not, maybe make some massive trades or free agent signings. I don't know, man. Next season is going to be really interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed the highlights earlier, and definitely leave any comments or questions about these training camp topics that I talked about that the Bulls need to figure out soon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.